Capitol Hill, House Speaker John Boehner is holding a press conference.
Mr. Henserly. You know, back in 2007, a Democrat-controlled Congress put in place a law that would double student loan interest rates this year. And Republicans and Democrats on both sides of the aisle here on the Capitol have long agreed this was a problem that must be addressed. Right now, the President's economic policies are leaving recent college graduates, 50% of whom are either unemployed or underemployed. And today, I'm pleased to announce that on Friday, the House will vote on a bill to extend the current interest rate on federal student loans for 1 year. We will pay for this by taking money from one of the slush funds into the President's health care law. You know, this week, the President's traveling the country on the taxpayer's dime, campaigning and trying to invent a fight where there isn't one, and never has been one, on this issue of student loans. We can and will fix the problem without a bunch of campaign-style theatrics. Listen, the rising cost of tuition is a serious one for students. I know this issue well. It took me 7 years to work my way through college and working every job I could get my hands on. And what Washington shouldn't be doing is exploiting the challenges that young Americans face for political gain. And it shouldn't be sticking small businesses with a health care law that's making it more difficult for them to hire workers. Let's fix the problems for young Americans and leave the campaign theatrics for the fall.
Speaker?
Yes, sir.
You said that you're not trying to identify, the President's trying to identify, but by going after the health care spending, aren't you exacerbating the problem with it by that?
Listen, this slush fund has been used to offset other spending and been done so in a bipartisan fashion. It's a reasonable and a responsible way to deal with this problem that the Democrats themselves created 5 years ago.
If this is going to be a one-year extension, aren't you guys just setting yourself up for another fight next year on the same issue?
No, here, let me turn it over.
Yeah, that's exactly the right question. We need to be working towards a long-term solution to this issue, a solution that brings the market into bear. We're looking at the possibility of variable rates so that this not a political decision every year, every 2 years, or every election year. And so this fix that the Speaker has just outlined, which will extend the current 3.4% rate for 1 year and pay for it without adding $6 billion to the debt or billions of dollars in tax of small business. This just gives us the room to work for that long-term solution, which we all know that we have to reach, Democrats and Republicans, House and Senate.
Mr. Speaker, Democrats have already criticized the slush fund, saying it's imaginary make-believe, and also said that you guys let these rates jump soon in your budget. Would you address those two lines?
No, listen. The Democrats controlled both houses of the Congress in 2007. They put this into law. I don't know why they put it into law the way they did, but it's been recognized for some time that it was a problem that had to be addressed. The chairman's been working on this for months. But for the President to go out and to campaign on this with taxpayer funds is inventing an issue that just does not exist.
How does it not exist in the budget? The budget you guys wrote to assume that these rates would go up.
A lot of the things in a budget assumes current law, and current law is current law.
Mr. Speaker, for a moment, this next hour, the White House has announced a veto of certain administration policy on the cybersecurity bill. We don't see many bipartisan bills coming through here. What's your thought on that? If they were to veto this bill?
We have a bipartisan bill that would address the issue of cyber terrorism. It's a very serious problem that affects not only the government, not only the Department of Defense, but employers of all types. And thousands of jobs are being lost as a result of the cyber terrorism that's going on today. The President wants the government to set the standards and to write the law for what cybersecurity is going to look like. Now, you want to get the American people a little exercised. Put the government in charge of the Internet. There are responsible steps that we can take that will allow the private sector to share information and to learn together about how best to address these challenges. We think this is a much better approach.
Mr. Speaker, you say leave the campaign until the fall, but by this move today, are you specifically targeting the youth vote?
Please. This issue is not a partisan issue. It's not that no one here expected that interest rates were going to go up in July. And members on both sides of the aisle recognize that and are working to resolve it.
Do you have buy-in from the Senate on this funding mechanism or not?
We work in the United States House of Representatives, and we'll deal with our members. This is prevention and public health slush fund that was put into the bill by one of the senators from Iowa, I believe.
Speaker, is this also identified in your reconciliation memo that you sent out today, and would you remove it from your budget reconciliation if it's going to be a student loan?
Well, it depends on how much money is left in this slush fund. Thanks, everybody.